the external container should be closed, and a few pieces of Velcro used for it, gradually tightening down the container. This is simple tool, somehow similar to what was used into the Mayday Plus in order to help close the container. Now the side flaps are placed into their place. Closing and protecting the deployment sleeve from dust and dirt. Very simple tool used for this procedure. Please make sure the tool has no sharp edges and there's no way that he can damage the cloth. Folding procedure of this parachute and 7.5 ultralight emergency system are exactly the same. canopy is ready, folded. Only is left to place the deployment tongue. Very important to make sure that this tongue is assembled in the right direction, because its opens is in one direction. It's very difficult to be open in opposite direction. So take a careful look on those pictures before you assemble the tank on your parachute. This is the number of the parachute. The number of the parachute also is marked on the gore number 1. This is right for every emergency parachute from APCO. Well, now this is already a new canopy. Now you're already watching a new parachute being assembled and folded. This is a folding procedures of emergency system, rocket deployed, that contains 2 canopies of 5.2. That means the 2 canopies assembled and folded together in one deployment bay. As usual, we'll begin with a line check. From gore number 1, line number 1, towards 9, and from 10 to 20. That's a 20 line, 5.2 canopy. Similar as the previous one, but this time folded together, 2 canopies folded together. And same for the other side, from 20 to 10, to 11 actually. Now we're completing the line check with the comb. And we're checking on the other end that all the lines assembled in proper order. No tangles, no twist. All the lines straight and same length. Now we're checking the gores. Each gore has to be rearranged in the Christmas tree shape, and by the way checked for damages. Okay, we count the gores again to make sure that the gores divide equally to the left and the right. This is one-to-one, real-time folding procedure. Each parachute should take you about 20 minutes to be folded. This is to make sure that all the gores looking outside, no cloth, left inside. 45-degree bend on both sides. Now we're folding the canopy in third, twice. Those pictures was taken in the sail loft, so you can see some other things around. Now we bend again into the half. Together with this video cassette, you received a printed folding instructions and manual for emergency systems of APCO that you have specified all the specifications and data for our parachutes. The first canopy being ready. Now to be installed into the deployment bag. And we have to prepare in the same way the second canopy. This is also 5.2 triconical canopy consisting of 20 gores, 20 lines, 4 panels, block constructed. It's a very strong, reliable, with a good sink rate canopy. And this is the first time folding. That's the way we got the parachute from the manufacturing loft. Okay, the same procedure as the first time. So the first 5.2 should be done for the second 5.2. Everything is same as in the first time, with the first canopy. And again the canopy being folded in third. And second third. Now we have both canopies ready and prepared to be inserted into the deployment bag. All the foldings of all the parts are done under tension. So parts should be pulled by the bridle, and under tension all the folding is always easier. This is the deployment bag of 5.2 double rocket deployed emergency system. It's suitable for heavy and fast ultralight aircraft, like double-seated trikes and three-axis double-seated heavy ultralights. The procedure in general is same to the following procedure of 5.2 single rocket deployed emergency system, just with 2 canopies. Please don't forget foreign objects in the canopy while putting on it the deployment bag. Make sure that no foreign pieces in it and strange objects. Make sure that the upper apex of the canopies is in one line with the top of the deployment bag. Okay, you have to hide the lines of the apex into the deployment sleeve. This is a tubular spring belt that absorbs the shock of a rocket when being fired, connects between the rocket and the deployment bag. This is this cotton sleeve being pulled off by the rocket while the parachute is opening. Okay, there's no need to proceed with this procedure when you're repacking the parachute, because the rocket sleeve already will be on the deployment sleeve. Make sure the tubular belt is connected at the middle of end of deployment sleeve. Now we have to insert all the lines into specially prepared loops in the pouch at the end of the deployment bag, on the bottom end of the deployment bag. This is same procedure as it was shown in 5.2 single rocket deployment system. All the lines should be installed into the places in this special pouch on the bottom of the deployment sleeve. Each 8-figure loop sits in his own pocket. This is very simple tools that help you make order with the lines. Make sure that lines are not turned around themselves, because this will make the opening more difficult. It's also possible to place the lines into the pouches side by side of each parachute separately. This will make the time involved in the packing a little bit longer, but might be ensuring safer opening procedure of the parachute. That means that first you make this for the first set of lines of the first canopy, and then same by the side of the first set you place the second set into each pouch, one after another. After having all the lines arranged in their places, the pocket is closed by flap with Velcro closure. I would like to repeat again that it's possible and advisable first to proceed with the first 20 lines of the first canopy, placing them into each personal pocket in this pouch, and then proceed with the second set of 20 lines of the second canopy in the way that they will lay side by side and will not mix the lines. Now we have to place the parachute with deployment bag into the external container. First we have to fold this into the S-shape form. And now placing into the external container. The bridle also should be laid out side by side. First, the bridle of the first parachute, okay, but to catch them together with two rubber loops. Okay, leaving the outside, and the same with the second bridle. Now they should be placed side by side. And we're starting with tightening together and closing the external container. First we begin with few stripes of Velcro just to keep the edges together, just like Amir shows you. It's on a piece of Velcro, temporary. Now slowly tightening up the Velcro, bringing the edges of the container closer. It takes some time and some physical effort. And this is a simple tool, can be manufactured in your place out of two broken down tubes. That will help you to fold the parachute. It works like a scissors or press. Yeah. Now we are almost there with the edges. This is also temporary Velcro. Instead being placed crosswise, cordwise, sorry, placed spanwise. Just to keep the container closed in temporary way until the final closing belt will be placed. This is a durable waterproof container. Parachute can stay as new for several years in this container. Now we have to put in the side flaps. This is the end of the container which will be attached to the aircraft. And with this simple tool it's easier to get the side flaps into the container. As you see, end of the tubular belt is looking out. To this end will be connected the rocket. And you also probably noticed that the bridles and the tubular belt looking out from the opposite side of the container. That's important for the next step when we have to place the closing belt for permanent closure of external container. I will be explaining this in a few minutes. Okay, now we have to place the final closing belt. Now, what is the direction? Closing belt should be placed as it's shown here, that the free end of velcro on the closing belt looking in the direction of the tubular belt. Because the direction from tubular is much easier for opening of closing belt. The closing belt designed in the way that it's very easy to be opened when it's pulled in proper direction, but it's very difficult when it's pulled in opposite direction. So now if you're pulling the closing belt from the side of the tubular belt, it will be very easy. But if you're pulling from the side of the bridle, it will be very difficult. The parachute is packed and ready for use. Now we are watching folding procedure of a emergency system for hang gliders. This is 4.8 triconical emergency canopy. And now it's being folded into hand deployed container for hang gliders. Also, the 5.2 canopy can be folded into the hand deployed container that usually used for a tandem flight on hang gliders or light powered ultralight systems like minimum, Soulmaster type, etc. First of all, we have to proceed with a line check, making sure that lines are sewn and assembled in correct way. Not twisted, not tangled, and have same tension. The parachute is folded under tension, so it's healthy to put little tension on the bridle when the apex is connected to by the rope to some kind of static object. Line check is procedure done from the line number 20 toward 9 on one side, toward 11, on the one side, and from line number 1 toward 10 on the other side, to the left and right. Now we're checking the lines, they are assembled in proper order. As you can see, they are, and you can see that tension on the lines are same, and everything is in order. Now we have to proceed with arrangement of the gauze. Okay, dividing the gauze in two groups, left and right, 10 gauze in each group. By the way, we have to check that all the gauze are in proper order, not damaged, no stains, no marks, not any kind of suspicious point on the cloth. 4.8 triconical parachute consists out of 20 gores of triconical shape of 3 panels, block constructed reinforced canopy. Okay, the folding procedure of hand deployed parachute 4.8 and 5.2 exactly same. This is 4.8 canopy, but for 5.2 hand deployed canopy the procedure is exactly same, and you can use this as a sample for both. You have to count the gores to make sure that they are all look outside and no gore is left at the middle of the canopy. Now we have the gores arranged in the proper shape. We execute the 45 angle fold. A little bit delays the opening, and then fold the canopy in third, and again in third. Okay, we are playing around with the first, third, if you want to use those tools, make sure they don't have a sharp edge and can be sure that they won't damage the cloth. And now we bend the second, third. Now we're releasing the tension on the lines. This is deployment bag. You have to fold the canopy now into the S-shaped harmonica. Okay, making sure that you take all the foreign object away. As you can see, the block of the folded canopy have similar width as a deployment bag. There we are by the end. Now we have to fold the end of the canopy, apex into himself, okay? Just like it's shown here. Okay, we put little weight on it to get out the air. And trying to get all the bulk into the deployment bag. It's a simple procedure, but requiring little practicing. Carefully pressing everything in. Okay, we have to assemble the rubber loops. Those rubber loops will secure the deployment bag and also close the lines. And there's two rubber loops on this one, and two rubber loops on this one also. For rubber loops, should be used pure latex, pure rubber, because this synthetic rubber has tendency to dry up very fast, so you have to change the rubber loops, I would say every 6 months. Okay, now the rubber loop should be pulled through the grommet, and the small knot from the lines should be securing deployment bag. Again for the second grommet and rubber loop, and again same for the third one. Make sure each time that the line slipping out of the rubber loops easy, because if they won't, its parachute will prevent the parachute from opening. Okay, now rest of the lines should be arranged in S shape 8-figure bulk. Okay. So half of the full length of the line is first bulk attached to the rubber loop on the side of the deployment bag. Now the rest of it into the second bulk. This is the external container. that we have to place now the internal deployment bag with a parachute into external container. So first we have to organize the bridle in the external container. Now we have to close the external container with a parachute in it. So, okay, first always closing the Velcro on the side when we have the lines. And we're watching that the hooks of Velcro do not catch the lines. Lines sensitive to the hooks and can be damaged very easily by the Velcro hook side. Okay, little force should be used to press in the parachute, but it is not specially difficult procedure. Little practicing required to make it fast and easy. Again, you should watch that Velcro do not catch the lines. Okay, now the parachute is almost ready. Okay, little pressure on it around to get out the air. Make the shape nice and square. And the parachute is ready now. This is the number